And now, your local forecast.
Here we go. The forecast. Got two co-hosts. Got Chief Street and Miles.
What's up?
G'day.
How are we?
Very good.
Yeah.
Good, man.
You said g'day again.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
That's just your thing, man.
It's a good way to start, tease you a bit.
Well, we are an Aussie podcast. What's news with you guys?
Not much, man. As you'd know, I've recently become an uncle.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, the first little baby in our family.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks,
How about you,
man.
Miles? What's news?
Yeah, I'm interstate with Perry Monday to Saturday, I think, next week. Sydney and Melbourne. Shoot some content, promo the new track that comes out next week, start promoting the track that comes out after that, et cetera, et cetera.
What have you been up to lately, Nick?
Had a couple of studio sessions yesterday and just still working on the album. It should have been a quick process because it's all work in progress album and I'm just putting it out. But we talked about this on another episode about perfectionism. The problem I'm having is I'm loading up old sessions from 2015 and anybody that uses Ableton will know this. It's like media files missing.
Yeah.
And then I did this really clever thing I thought back in the day and I would chain all my presets into groups, right?
Mhm.
So it'd just be like drag and drop a chain with my preset and then all the processing and everything from 2017. It's all initialized preset.
Yeah.
Thanks
so
to some updates. So
that's really hard. I feel like I'm going to ask you how you're going every week for the next 3 months. You can be like, yeah, album.
100%.
Well, it's not a quick process, man.
No.
And you're talking about as many tracks as you were.
36.
Yeah, that's a lot, bro.
Yeah.
It's probably more tracks than I've made, or probably as
It's more
many
tracks
as
than I've
made.
released in my entire career.
It was funny. I was talking to you before about I probably made hundreds and hundreds of songs, but the art of finishing music,
So hard.
it's really hard, but it's so important, man.
Well, that's my main job at the moment is finishing other people's songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what, you're writing them too from the beginning or?
No. So someone will come to me with, I call it a concept because it's musical, but it's not well executed. And then I just go in objectively, no emotional attachment to the project and just go, right, that kick drum sucks. Let's put in a new one. Your chords probably could do a bit of work. The structure's all over the place. Here's the formula. There's a formula. And then vocal process, whatever they've got. So it sounds industry standard. Do a mix, do a master on it. Boom, here's a record.
It's probably a bit easier knowing it's not your baby in a way.
Yeah,
You can be a bit
totally.
more okay with
I listen to it
the
differently.
imperfections.
Yeah. I think I was saying off camera before, with this new mastering chain that I've been developing over the last 6 months, it's very visual. So I can see where the bass is sitting, mid-side, all that. And that's not right. Let's fix it. Got some standardization now, which is a lot easier. But with my own music, I still palm it off to another mastering engineer. I think I'm going to master this album myself though, but I'm going to have to really step out of what the track means to me emotionally and just think of it objectively. It's got to hit.
I mean, outsourcing for 36 songs is going to cost a pretty penny. So
Yeah.
it's probably worth doing a bunch. Maybe if you've got favorites or something, you could look at sending them out.
Well, apparently my idol, Dead Mouse, Mr. Mouse, masters all his music.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Seen the size of his studio?
Yeah. Goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what everyone thinks when you're I'm going to the studio and they're like, oh yeah, you got all these synths and hardware and that's yeah, totally,
Millions of dollars worth of shit.
Had Paul Marshman in the studio last night and he had some video footage of a show that we both went to in 2011, Creamfields, when Dead Mouse and Skrillex came to town.
Planet Cream. I went to that show underage. Dude, it was my first dance music. You know what was funny? I was thinking about this in my head. I was I don't know if we'll ever be able to get to this story, but yeah, so we were all 16, 17. Luckily, my brother had given me his old ID, so I had something. Dude, they didn't even check IDs at the front. And so Cam, my best mate, we were obviously frothing Skrillex at that time. First dubstep DJ, we're slowly making our transition from bands into dance music. Obviously loved Dead Mouse too, but I was there for Skrillex. And no one really knew at that time. You either knew or you didn't. And so he was in his early days.
Yeah.
Anyway, we managed to basically walk in without a check. And I just remember messaging Cam being no ID check. And he was just dude, what the he didn't come out. He didn't even bother getting the ticket because he was well, I don't have an ID. There's no way I'm going to be able to get in.
I was newly single at that time in my life and the hottest chick came up to me on the dance floor and was when's Dead Mouse 5 playing? And I was
Ick.
Get out.
It's Dead Mouse. She's like, who cares?
I feel like at that stage, so many people were still not sure how to pronounce
at that
it.
point. Yeah.
But just what? Okay. Like, no. And this girl was just
Get it
walked
right.
away.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You tried to geek her on while she's like in the middle of a rave. She's like, I don't care. I'm here to party. So anyway, we
learn another thing too, just real quick.
You're right.
It's K5. Yeah, exactly.
Who's K5?
Oh my.
Do you mean KX5?
Nah, you mean K5.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Straight from
K
the horse's mouth.
and 5.
I was watching.
That's Cascade and Dead Mouse.
Yeah, I thought.
Right.
Duo.
Yeah.
See, again.
I'm out of the loop.
Yeah.
I thought that was KX5. No, it's K5.
There's always got to be a something in there. He does it on purpose, surely. He has to.
Absolutely. Just to, yeah.
Funnily enough, though, and something I've been meaning to ask and haven't, is that where your name stemmed from?
Oh.
It's like the mouth thing. The number
feel like
No,
in the name.
the 4 thing.
Yeah, like the number in the name.
You want the real truth?
Go on.
Here we
Cold
go.
hard truth.
So
Anticlimactical or what?
nah, it's cool. Like we've got so there'll be some internationals listening and watching. And to give some context, at the time that I came up with the name, I was just blowing.
We probably
Energy
just woke
drink.
Breaking
up.
everything, I'm sorry.
Knowing Miles, he just woke up.
I was on Fresh 92.7, right? They're our local dance music radio station. And I'm in third year university. I don't have a name. I don't have an alias. I've submitted my demo CD. This for the kids
You old,
tuning
bro.
in. This is 2011, 12 vibes. 2012. I've
Yeah,
submitted
heck.
a CD and I'll try and find it because it's got some pretty average sounding music. Anyway, they wanted to play it on what was called Fresh Out, which was the equivalent of what Fresh Off the Block is now.
Yep.
They called me into the station. They're like, we're going to play your CD. What's your name? So I used my last name. At the time, before the radio interview, I'm at university at a place called Masonic Lodge. I'm like, oh, Masonic. Hey, that's cool. I'm Masonic. And they're like, yeah, cool. We'll run with it, whatever. So my first, and this is, I've never told this story.
Interesting.
My first name was Masonic. And then when I wanted to upload my first YouTube video 6 months later, I'm trying to get the stupid name on YouTube and someone's got it. I haven't really put a lot of thought into this name at this point in time. I'm just like,
It
whatever.
just happened.
Anyway, I couldn't get it. So I'm like, what if I use numbers? So the 4 was an A. And then I still couldn't get it. Then I had to use a 0 for the O. And I had to use a number 1 for the I. And I had the ugliest looking URL. It was M4S0N1C.
That's gamer tag levels of
Yeah, that's Xbox
name.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at this point in time, I'm starting to regret the name as well. It's like locked in. I don't want to be associated with the Illuminati and the Freemasons and all that. But I kind of liked the M4.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay. So the first real video, like I'd uploaded other videos, but the first real video that I uploaded, I'm like, I think this is going to be cool. Not thinking Weapon was going to be massive. I just thought it was going to be a cool video. I'm like, what if I call it Weapon? And because it's sort of dubsteppy, bro steppy, whatever, I'm a weapon and weapon sound, Sonic. So M4 Carbine, Sonic, sound, M4 Sonic. So originally, yes, a lot of people still call me Masonic to this day and I hate it. It like hurts me. Absolutely hurts me. It's the sound of a weapon. I'm a musical weapon, M4 Sonic. But it started as Masonic.
That makes sense. There is a
And my
backstory.
first manager, I was like, what do you think of the name? He's like, I wouldn't have chosen it. So what I'm actually trademarked in 2 different capacities. One is M4 and one is M4 Sonic. And the game plan for the last 10 years was to ditch the Sonic and just become
transition.
M4. You couldn't get M4 on Twitter or Instagram because
Anything with like 2 characters, that's going to be a
Numbers.
tough.
2 characters really tough. And also then the trademark issue with the BMW M4. So I've just hit so many roadblocks and it's just got to the point now, like DJ Snake apparently is the same as me. He's like, I don't love the name, but it's what it is.
It's just a name, man. I
Yeah.
remember early on in like when I was starting to get into music and, you know, be an artist or be in a band or whatever. And I just remember hearing my friend's dad say something random where it's like, it doesn't matter as long as it's kind of unique, which is really important. You want to make sure when you use a search engine or whatever that people actually find you and not everyone else. And he was like, look, if a band can be named 30 Seconds to Mars, you can name yourself whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
When you really break down names of bands, you're like, that is so bad.
you just grow as they like you for your music, and then the name is just becomes a part of it.
The American pronunciation of my name is way cooler than the Aussie.
M4 Sonic.
Yeah. They really articulate it, where Aussies, it's like you have emphysema. Oh, yeah, emphysonic. Yeah.
We just sound ugly in general.
Yeah.
Yep.
We do, don't we? I was even thinking like listening to other American podcasts and then listening to the demos of this one.
Forecast.
G'day, mate. How you going? All right?
With Paul Logan. Well, you had the Logan Paul episode up with Laserbeam, and he's Aussie.
He's Aussie.
And every time it would cut to him talking, I'm like, oh, we sound so bad.
Massive culture shock. Every time I'd fly home from LA, land in Sydney, and I think the Sydney accent really is, it's just another character level up.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's where my name came from.
Yeah, spending time in Europe, a lot of people assumed myself and the friend I was with, we were just incredibly drunk all the time because of the way we talk.
Because we're slow.
Yep.
This podcast, I think the speed in which we speak is slow, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
We're just dumb. Neanderthals here.
Just a little bit slow.
People can opt to play it back 1.5 times if they want.
Yeah, YouTube gives you that option.
Yeah. So we totally went off topic about Planet Cream.
Thank you for coming back. But now the story's just not going to live up to the hype because it's been that long. But anyway, so we snuck in. We snuck into the festival. First festival ever. It was at the Entertainment Centre before its big revamp and stuff as well. So it was in the main place. I was with a few friends. There's only a couple memories I have because I was just that young.
That drunk.
Yeah, well, one of them was that my friend was vomiting in his hands, basically, after we were chugging beers. Like only 17, 16-year-olds would go to the festival and be like, yeah, give me some beers.
Right.
Get some vodka in you or something. Yeah, so I just remember my friend like chugging and then like vomiting in his hands, running to the bin. And then the next one was at Skrillex, me fanboying as hard as I can. Mm-hmm. And do you remember his Hey Sexy Lady remix?
Oh, so good.
Dude, filthy. And especially for back then, like this is so brand new. And I just knew that no one in that crowd, like there was only a very few select people that knew what was going on and were all about it. And so I always used to go to like heavy metal gigs. So it was like pits. And I'm tiny at this stage anyway. So I'm not talking about being staunch in the pit or whatever, but like we would mosh. And so I tried to start doing the same thing. And then you get those festy chicks who are just like, get back.
I remember there being
I'm like, are you listening to what's happening? Yeah. This is like filth.
He also dropped, I don't know whether it was true, but he said, he got on the mic. Do you remember this? And he's like, I've just done this remix in the hotel. It's to this song Levels by Avicii. I'm going to drop it for you right now. This is the first time I've ever played it. Do you reckon he said that everywhere?
Possibly, yeah. For the whole tour, you just say, well, I mean, it would have been brand new, but crazy, man. I felt so fortunate to be there at that time.
Oh, unreal. And to come to Adelaide too.
Mm.
Yeah. To think, because I don't live far from that venue. And to think Dead Mouse was like close to my home.
That was the only one we got, wasn't it?
Yep.
And that was it. Game over.
Of the Cream Planet stuff.
I think the Planet Cream came back maybe in a different capacity. Am I thinking that, or did it not?
No, I think you're right. I think it came back once more time, but I think the lineup was trash.
From memory. It wasn't Skrillex and Dead Mouse.
Yeah, no.
It sounded great too. Just,
Yeah, see, I wasn't at that point. I was quite young. I was more just there to go get a bit messed up and just enjoy some music.
I think that was a life-changing moment for me, that festival, because it inspired me to want to do the same. But now I'm actually quite conscious of the fact that was now 12 years ago. If it was 2011, it's 2023, so 12 years ago. I haven't got there yet. I mean, I've played some big shows, but I haven't been the show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it takes a while. It's going to take a long time. That ramp of success.
We designed a stage show. So I had a similar, so you know how Dead Mouse has the cube? We had the M4 logo as a stage. And I was also going to have a mask. I was going to be masked because nobody knew what my face looked like. But then when we took it to the agency and we discussed that, I think they were brewing up Marshmallow at the time. They're like, don't do the mask.
No.
I'm like, why not? It's been done. I'm like, I know, but let's do it again. It's been done. Okay. So we didn't. But it was going to be wicked. Similar to Daft Punk, it was just like one face mask and it was all LED lit and it was going to play back anything I played on the Launchpad.
Oh, so whatever buttons you press would, that's so cool.
I still might.
Who knows? Why not?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll put it to the audience. Should I be a masked magician?
Well, your face is already out there anyway at the moment. Like,
yeah.
Don't you think it gets hot and sweaty under there as well?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I always think about that. Like, I remember when we did Listen In, I wore a jacket or a jumper. Dude, it was getting steamy up there. And I was like, well, I made the decision. I'm not going to take it off. So
I wear black
sweating.
pants every time I play, like jeans. And you feel disgusting after a show. Yeah.
Yeah, you see some like hell swaggy DJs in like thick jackets and hoodies. I'm like, dude.
Okay. DJs that wear sunglasses, like DJ Snake.
Yeah, well, he's just trying to.
I can't see as it is. Like, I refuse. Okay. I wear glasses, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's allowed to know that. I'm not even wearing glasses now. Like, you guys look amazing.
Thank you.
At nightclubs, like, I'm done. I can't see anything.
Well, I have more struggle when it's a daytime show and none of the lights are lighting up. And I'm like, what's flashing, what's not?
Interesting. Okay, fun fact. I made a controller that I might mint and sell as an NFT because it's one of one. It's a chrome double launchpad.
Cool.
Took it to Tomorrow World to play on the main stage in the daylight. Massive no-no. One thing. Yep.
Because the audience couldn't see how cool it was?
You couldn't see.
Yeah, I couldn't see. Here we go. You've done a few shows. Number one, sunlight on an aluminium surface gets very, very hot. Number two, it reflects light back into your face. I'm looking down onto a mirror.
Yeah.
With buttons. I'm like, ow. Yeah, bad. So I made version 2, which was completely black. Yeah, I'll try and put like a screenshot or a video of it.
It's like Launchpad expert mode.
It was really interesting, like things that you wouldn't know until you've tried it, right?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
You live and you learn.
You live and you learn. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys are enjoying this and want to help us, you can give us a review or you can leave us a comment on whatever platform you're discovering us on, whether it's iTunes, whether it's Spotify. I think they have polls now and all sorts of stuff, or if it's on YouTube. Jump in the comments, hit us a DM. We've got Mr. Merls, we've got Chief Street, and I am at M4Sonic. If you want to reach out to us on Instagram, and if you want to follow the studio as well, give us a plug, matrix.adelaide. All right, till next episode. See you then.
Peace.
Bye.